So Starbucks drops another latte BS. You know, it's the Dubai Chocolate Matcha latte with pistachio foam. Look, understand something. This new drink is not creativity, it's a distraction. And I'm going to break it down in several parts. Starbucks doesn't want you looking at what's really happening behind the scenes. So they're creating drinks that look like it flew first class to meet you. But let me show you exactly what they're trying to cover up and why freelancers should pay attention. Number one, what's really going on inside Starbucks? While Starbucks promotes this fancy Middle Eastern inspired drink, the reality behind the mess, and by the way, none of this is rumors, these are all real events. Workers have been striking repeatedly. They got this Red Cup Day strike thing that's been going on for a few years. Workers are feeling understaffed, overwhelmed, and fed up. One worker even said, "We're drowning every shift, and the company thinks a new drink will solve it." Wow. So number two, over 400 labor violation accusations. Yes, 400 plus allegations from the National Labor Relations Board. Stuff like firing workers involved with union activity, shutting down stores that tried to unionize. You know, they always want to pull that freedom. Refusing to bargain and apparently intimidating employees. If a freelancer had imagine that. Imagine if a freelancer had 400 complaints filed against their business. They would be in a crisis. But Starbucks just released another drink. That's it. Number three, suspicious store closures. In 2022, Starbucks shut down 16 stores for quote-unquote safety concerns. But a lot of them were also the same stores that were pushing hard for unions. They were pushing hard for unions. And workers noticed the timing immediately. And again, instead of addressing the concerns publicly, Starbucks launched a new menu with promotions or whatever. There were new drinks, latte BS, all that good stuff. So why is this latte a distraction? Look at the pattern. Workers strike, Starbucks releases a drink, union fights to make the news, Starbucks advertises a new flavor, another violation hits, Starbucks, they debuted a global inspired item. It's predictable at this point. It's marketing to cover up dysfunction. And corporations do this all the time. When the truth gets loud, they get louder with promotion. But distractions don't fix the foundation, and people will eventually see through it. So here's my message to the future freelancer, the employee who's working there and feels stuck, the Starbucks employee who dreams of doing more. This is what I'm thinking. A lot of these people are still inside, and they're feeling drained, overworked, overlooked, or like their potential is being wasted. So if you've been thinking about doing something bigger than Starbucks, or you've been wanting more control of your life, or you're feeling like I'm tired of being treated like I'm replaceable, then take this moment from Starbucks, your employer, as a sign. You're watching a company prioritize its marketing over its people. You're seeing your effort get ignored in exchange for public image. Now, let that fuel your next move. Now is the time. Start planning your exit. Start building your skill set. Start getting serious about your creativity, your business, and your future, or whatever you want to do, freelance, whatever. Use that frustration as motivation, not fear. At the end of the day, they can't do this without y'all. So here's my message to the current freelancers. This is how you don't run your business. This Starbucks situation is a blueprint for what freelancers and entrepreneurs should never do. Starbucks ignored internal issues and tried to cover it up with a new shiny drink like they always do. Freelancers, we don't have that luxury though. We can't just distract clients or gloss over mistakes, hide issues behind new office, or pretend everything is fine when it isn't. I know some try to, but they don't get far. You know why? Because people could tell when something is off. Your business grows when you face problems directly. Problems always going to be there. But your business grows when you face the problem directly, not when you cover it with a presentation. So Starbucks launched a luxury latte while its workers were pretty much begging for help. And as freelancers, we got to do better than that. You know, we got to communicate, improve, fix the foundation. Of course, we got to take accountability. You know, we got to grow from the point of view of honesty, not distraction. But corporations can hide behind branding, money, and you know how they do. But we got to build trust through our actions. So that's a strong message I want to put out there for both sides. People on the inside of Starbucks who think about doing more with their life, and people who are fortunate enough to have their own freelancing business or entrepreneurship. And this is a moment to learn from. So at the end of the day, the Dubai Distraction Latte looks very impressive, but the truth behind it is simple. Starbucks is dealing with chaos and trying to cover up the noise with foam again. And that's the exact opposite of how freelancers should operate. You know, you don't distract people from the problems, you address them. You fix them, and you build something stronger from the inside and let it just thrive, you know? At the end of the day, nobody's ever going to judge you for making a mistake. It's all about how you move on after that mistake. But, you know, corporations are going to be corporations. But freelancers, we evolve, and that's why we win. So, at the end of the day, it is what it is. If you're on the inside, I wish you the best. If you're on the outside looking in, it's a moment of clarity, you could say. Soak it all in. I'll see you on the next one.